this is Editing Sonam. In this video, you're going to see my process for training for a half marathon, but I will be talking about my experience and what I would have done differently. I'm not fit, like I said. I hope it doesn't rain on the day of the half marathon, but we'll see. It is Scotland, so I'm expecting the worst. You just never know. I'm so sweaty and you can see my face. Just about did 5k and I'm bloody exhausted and I'm desperately need to pee, so that's the end of that. Approximately 2 weeks before race day, I decided to go buy some equipment because I was very last minute. So I got this pack where I stored my little goodies, my flapjacks, which I got for 29p. I think it was from Home Bargains. I mean, they were high in sugar, but I needed the energy. And then I got this cap as well for $6.99. It was 50% off from Sports Direct. And a vest top, like I said, the little waist pack as well, and electrolyte little tablets. I think it's gonna take me 2 hours and 45 minutes roughly. So I'll do it under 3 hours, but 2.5 hours.
You can do it.
In the following footage, you're about to see what I ate the day before the half marathon. So I had these delicious pancakes and they were so freaking good. They were made out of oats and I put berries and all that stuff on top of there that you saw. Then I had a pizzini, if that's how you say it. Basically like a cheese pizza thing, and leftover pasta with some olives, tomatoes and kale in there. And then for my dinner, I had some green Thai curry that I made using chicken and some vegetables with some mixed half white and brown rice. And then soon after this clip, you're about to see this pudding that I tried for the first time. I think I got that one from Lidl. Yep, it was Lidl. And I don't know, I wasn't really a huge fan the first time I tried it. It kind of grew on me. It's very thick, very artificial. It was sweet, but it was high in protein, so it sufficed. I did finish it. Roughly about an hour after I had the pudding, I was still feeling peckish, so I just went and had some leftover rice. So on the day of the race, I made some porridge oats for myself and my brother because I forced him to do the race with me. Here I've got some banana, some mixed seeds, hemp seeds, and some, I think it's like a peanut butter thing that I put in there, but it's chocolate flavor. It was really good, and that's what I had. Here first half marathon. This is my outfit and I'm getting ready to go. As you can see, there's a lot of runners here. Wish me luck.
First half marathon.
How are you feeling, VJ?
Feeling good, feeling ready to run a half marathon. Mum in the background.
How much training have you done this week?
I've done 10k this week, and the 2 weeks before I did a total of 5k. So
fantastic,
should be a good
All
one.
right, let's go. The following is what I had after my run. So I had this salmon and rice combination with pickles, sriracha, sesame seeds with nori. It was so delicious. Later on I had a oat milk coffee and some chocolate malt balls. And then I still felt quite peckish for sweets, so I tried some of these soft foams. They were nice. I didn't really like the licorice ones though. Then I had some lentil soup and a cheese toastie. It's the day after the half marathon. It took me 2 hours and 43 minutes. Honestly, I did feel a bit disappointed that it took me that long. But realistically, coming from someone who hadn't ran for years consistently, I think that's pretty good. I found this plan recommended on a YouTube video and I think it was a runner's guide. And another thing I want to emphasize is don't put too much pressure on yourself to stick to a plan that you found online or was recommended by, I don't know, a personal trainer or whatever, because when you're doing something for the first time, it is going to be challenging. And one of the biggest things for me that kept me continuing training was being compassionate to myself, because some days I was too sore to go out running. Some days the weather was so awful and I was sleep deprived, and I knew if I was going to go out running I was just going to feel worse, and I needed to make sure my body rested during those times. Those were some of the reasons why I didn't stick to the plan 100%. And just remember, as long as you're doing, say, a certain amount of miles or kilometers, whatever you are measuring in per week, and you're allowing yourself to recover, like, you can totally do this. I properly started training about a month before the race, and it wasn't until 2 weeks before the race that I took it a lot more seriously. So it is possible. Tips and advice that I would give
forgive myself. I should have spent more time doing the stretches rather than just kind of rushing it sometimes, because if I had put more emphasis on warming up and stretching, then I think my muscles wouldn't have started to kind of pulsate and hurt so much. That would have made a difference, because I found that after runs I was quite exhausted and I would quickly stretch. Make sure that you have good quality earphones for runners, because I was just worried that they would fall out. I did find it difficult to connect to my iPhone. I think it's because there was a lot of people with their Bluetooth devices having a playlist ready. I was using YouTube as mine. I used to have Spotify, but that expired. But I think if you had music playing consistently, that would definitely help you keep going, even a podcast or something. Another thing I would have done differently is I would have started carb loading before the actual big race. I wore a cap, and I'm really glad I did, because the sun was shining. The cap that I was wearing gave me some shade, so it protected my eyes, and I felt focused because there were so many people watching and I felt a little bit self-conscious. The cap helped me focus on what was in front of me and just kind of zone out. I woke up about 3 hours before the event. I made oatmeal with banana and some nut butter. It was mostly carbohydrates, and I made that with soya milk for a bit of protein, a bit of protein powder in there, but not a lot. And I gave myself about 3 hours to digest that. I had my usual cup of coffee, and I had drunk my half a litre of water in the morning before I had my breakfast, so that I had enough time just to use the bathroom before I left. Am I super ecstatic of my time? No. Am I being realistic with my fitness level from where I started? Yeah, so I'm glad that I managed to complete the race under 3 hours. So that's my baseline for future runs. I would like to eventually be able to run a half marathon under 2 hours. And I'm going to link a video to this guy that I found on YouTube who ran a half marathon without any training. I watched him and I felt so much better. It made me laugh, and it's quite entertaining as well. I'm watching this video back and I realised that I didn't say some of the most obvious points, but the most important thing I would say is to find a training plan that you can adapt. But along with having like a basic plan, it's just so important to make sure you are getting enough rest in between training, you're stretching enough, you're drinking enough water, you're eating a balanced, varied diet. And I think that is basically it. I think anyone can do this race. A big part of it is your mindset. If you cheer yourself on mentally in your own head. It sounds weird, but if you're cheering yourself on, you are more likely to do well. And honestly, I genuinely didn't think that I could do it, and at the end of the day, the time really doesn't matter. The fact that you actually did it does, and the fact that you want to do it, and the fact that you're taking the steps to do it.